Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Amigos, ¿cómo estás? Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's 2 o'clock. And, well, no, it's not. It's not 2 o'clock. It's a raffle. And we are giving away some really cool prizes. Okay, that's better, I think. Who's first? 21 first. This guy was waiting since wow. Sorry, man. We had a couple of small little dramas with again. These dramas follow us around everywhere we go. So yeah, last minute the microphone just stopped working, and now we're here anyway. So we're gonna be raffling off the dash cam, and this dash cam, good news for you guys, bad news for the person who didn't claim it. So it's another good time to remind people that when you win the raffle, all we ask you to do is just reach out. And a lot of people ask, why do you do that? Why don't you send the message to the people saying that they won? It's like, well, if you were to win a raffle in your office party, when we used to have office parties, you remember those good old days, Christmas parties, etc. Yeah, if you were even in the bathroom, they wouldn't give it to you, much less if you went home. You had to be there to win. That's the same premise for this, right? Just be here. All we ask you you don't even have to be here live. All you have to do is just check to see if you won. Just fast forward to the end and see if you've won it or not. Yeah, I know, I'm looking for music. So if you didn't win, or you checked and that's basically what we're saying. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for music. So there, now that we got that out of the way, we are about to do a raffle draw. But you know what? I did promise to just try to spend a few minutes at least just chatting and catching up on the day and stuff like that to see how you guys are and, share whatever's been happening on this end. So Gary's out there, Oil's out there, Rael Ramirez is out there. We got Jay Villa Delgado out there and James Basilig and feeling lucky. So I hope you guys do win. What's been happening today? Not a whole lot for, well, I haven't really been able to check much because I was out today on the Lazada Live. So I was actually in a physical venue, which is so weird. Feels so weird to go into a physical showroom. Obviously, they practice all of the social distancing and guidelines and stuff, but still, it just feels so weird to turn up to the place and then just end up doing this live sort of thing with how it used to be done in the good old days. But we got that done. Online I'm good, and I'm good. Online, we had a few funny things happen. Can you show them the picture of those guys that got busted doing this YouTube prank? This was I think it's the only thing I shared today because it was a very busy day. So these guys here, YouTubers, trying to go viral, they put this dead body, or they pretend it was a dead body, and they put it into a sack. And, these things are being done a lot. And I guess overseas they probably work. But here, in a country where this really happens a lot, I wouldn't be going messing around with these types of jokes. But they did. And they did go viral just for completely wrong reasons and stuff like that. This is what happens nowadays when you're so KSP. KSP is actually a disease. And I also wanted to point out something, because these are Inquirer pictures. This is from the Inquirer. So this is official news. And they black out. You see how they black out their eyes? But can you zoom in again? But they put the full name there. Ay, nako. If you were like, let's protect the identity, let's block the eyes out. Ay, nandiyan pa yung pangalan, sir. Ay, patay tayo dyan. Wala tayong magawa dyan. It's too late. It's out. So these are just some of the things that are happening out there when you're KSP. And, speaking of KSP, and totally, can you pull up that really offensive one? Now, I'm sorry about this if this offends anyone, because this offended me. And it doesn't take like a lot to offend me. It really takes a lot, should I say, to offend me, because I think I tend to filter out most things online. But dude, come on. Look at this. This guy posts this. Why would you even do this, right? Well, what the hell's wrong with a person who just comes out and says something like this? I just think it's just an example of freedom of speech just going way too far, People think that just because they have the right to say or to express their opinion, it doesn't mean you can't or you have to. It really doesn't. You may have the right to express it, but STFU, man. If somebody's overweight or something like that, you walk up and say, "Hey, you're fat." No, you don't. In the same way that, but this, I didn't even want to. Yeah, it's super bad post from somebody who's KSP. So, I was even thinking about twice. Do I even bring it up? Because in a way, that this guy is just so KSP. All he wants to do is to get the attention. And in a way, he wins because we're giving him the attention now. But there's something to be said, too, about taking a stand. Like, if this was almost any other thing, you just let it go, right? You just say, screw it. You know what? Super KSP. Let him wallow in his own, patheticness. But then this is also such a nasty thing to say to somebody who's done nothing but good for the country, who's just given nothing but joy to the Filipinos around the world, mind you, not just those living here, all around the world. He represents Christmas. He represents everything we love about the holiday season. He's done nobody any wrong. And even if this was your pathetic attempt at a joke, come on, man. Can we at least have some things that are sacred? How many good men do we have left in this country? And you wanna hit them like that? This is just the only reason I brought this up. I didn't want to bring it up because, like I said, for those reasons, I didn't want to glorify these people that are just so hooked on attention that they will do anything literally for their 15 seconds or 15 minutes of fame. But you gotta draw the line at some point and say, enough is enough, man. This is just it's unproductive, it's offensive, it serves no purpose whatsoever except you trying to make a name of somebody else's good name. This man has done a lot of good for this country. He's a good human being, inside and outside. I know this man well, all right, but it wouldn't matter if I knew him or not. Didn't know him. This is a guy that doesn't deserve this. Right? Nobody deserves this. So this is the kind of KSP society we live in right now, and it's pretty. You know what? In fact, if you want to go over, he's made it public, so you can go over and search that thread and tell him what you think if you want. That's up to you. But I just wanted to take a stand on this and just say, you know what? There are just some lines you just don't cross, and this is part of the disease of society because we tend to ignore people like this, right? And then it normalizes it. And then where do you draw the line later? It's like, I guess 5 years ago, the very thought of somebody bringing JMC's name up like this would have just been completely, absolutely unheard of. But we let so many things slide that now somebody feels that they have the right to say this. I'm not talking about cyber libel here, okay? Because this is not, as disgusting as it is, this is not cyber libel. This is just some really insecure, pathetic loser that decides to use somebody's good name to get a little bit of attention for himself, a few likes, a few shares, etc. And it's just disgusting. So anyway, I was in two minds about sharing it, but yeah, there you go. I had to get that off my chest. There are just some things that you just have to draw a line to. And one of those things that you have to draw a line to is a very important. Can't hear me? Yeah, there you go. Not even a fun. Yeah, it's not funny, Mon. You got it. All right. So we all know what's this. This is another line you don't cross. You don't mess with people's raffle. This is raffle time, and somebody's got to win it. It is a dashcam. Dashcam. Yeah, not funny when you make. Well, I'll stretch if you give me comments or something. There you go, Jomer Scott. When KSP is as a disease. No, raffle time. We're waiting for the raffle. I want to read your comments while we're waiting for that. So Noel, no, not funny when you make a joke of one. It's and the word, the word. I mean, if you call the person fat or thin, that's already bad enough. But that child molester, dude, please, it's foul. It's foul. It's absolutely disgusting. Okay, how are we doing with that raffle there? Okay. Um, If you have nothing nice to say, Fred, say nothing at all. This is timeless advice. Thank you for sharing that. My mother taught me that. I'm sure your mother taught you that. and it's something you can live your life by. Not everything requires your opinion. Just because you may think, even let's not use this as an example because this is just a disgusting, derogatory example. But even if it was something that you felt was true, if it's not going to actually make the world a better place or do anything, just shut up. Just don't say anything at all. This is the exact same example of when you go to a party and you tell somebody that where's your boyfriend, you look too thin, you look too fat, you look why you have so many pimples. This is unnecessary. It doesn't help anybody. It really doesn't. It's just purely, it's actually passive aggressive toxicity, toxicness. Anyway, see, I'm getting so riled up, I'm chewing my own words now. That's the problem. You're right. um Hey, wait, can you back up? I like that saying. I like that. Words may be silver, but silence is golden. Nice one. That's the problem with social media now, feeling entitled. Think before you post. And it's also, I guess, the value that we've also placed on attention. We should be also very careful about who we give our attention to, because as much as I'm guilty of this right now, I know it's a little bit ironic of me bringing it up because I shouldn't have given this guy attention. But as I said, I can't. There are some lines I just can't. I just don't. I know him personally. I know his family personally. He's a very good man. He's done nothing but good. Leave him alone. And when somebody like that comes up, it's like you're almost insulting a parent of mine. Um, and I think that speaks for all of us, not just me, because I know him. I'm just talking about the way what he represents in this country. Is he's like everyone's Tito. I mean, he's the original Tito ng Bayan. I mean, I'm a second-rate, trying hard copycat compared to Joe Marie Chan. And I'm a proud second-rate, trying hard copycat to be compared to somebody like that as being a Tito of a Bayan. Oh my God, I can only aspire. I can only aspire to be his second-rate copycat. So it gets me very, very upset when you do that, because where do you draw the line? Is nothing left sacred in this world? And people must be answerable. Yeah, they should be. I mean, it's like, okay, you have the right. I'm sure he'll say he has the right to express the opinion. Absolutely, and so do we have our right to express ours. What kind of an a-hole you are. There you go. So feel free to jump on there. He's left it public for that reason. Although knowing those cowards, they'll probably disable the comments and stuff like that, or make it only for their friends, because that's what they are, you know. And it's just turning. It has turned social media into a cesspool, and this is why it's so important that even though it's very difficult to go online anymore, like doing the full Tito Clock episodes, to do at least these things, because if it provides even just 5-10 minutes of an oasis on the internet, away from that cesspool, away from that whole toxicity, then great. And if we can give away a prize, hint, hint, then by all means, it makes it an absolutely perfect situation for everybody. So I won't play the raffle music anymore because you've heard it twice. Let's just bring it up, and I'm going to press that button. Here you go. So yeah, if you have any, keep going. Oh my God, Zolio, are you here? How many are tuned in at the moment for this? How many? 1,000. Okay, I hope you're here then. So I can't see who's tuned in at the moment because I'm on a different monitor. If you're here, pop your hand up. I'd love to hear from you, but don't worry, you have till tomorrow to claim your prize. So there's still 24 hours to do it, but it would be nice to know if our winner is here. What's the winner's name again? Zoilo Hernandez. Come on, Zoilo. Throw your hand up because everybody here is praying that you're not here. So tomorrow we can get to raffle it again. That's what they're all hoping for. But we won't if he doesn't claim it from now, or he or she doesn't claim from now, we won't raffle it tomorrow because we have to give 24 hours at least for them to come forward. And then obviously at that stage it's already time for another draw. So we'll leave it at that for now. We thank you for joining us. And Zoilio, send us a message. If not, we're going to re-raffle this stuff. And the rest of you guys, be nice to one another. Don't post stuff like that idiot overdid posted about Joe Marie Chan. Be kind, be nice, wash those hands, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk a while.